From, sorry, Kiana. What exactly, I'm a little lost. What exactly does a character designer do?
Oh, character designer. So several things. They rotate the characters. They sometimes will have to come up with brand new characters that will be handed to the board artists. They do like costumes. They do mouth charts. So like all the smile mouths, like open close, all the sad mouths. They do expression sheets. They do like monster design, all of that, and they do special poses. So when there's like a board panel that's like crazy, maybe like someone's face is half melting off, that's like a special pose. So that will go to the character designer and we'll kind of draw over the board and put it on model and decide, like what we're going to keep, what we're not going to keep from the board. And if a character gets like wet or burnt, we do that, like if Star got like her hair caught on fire and it was all burnt, like I would
Yeah,
design that.
that's special pose or design. Yeah. From Parker, for character design, what does it take to entertain your audience? How would you express character expressions within their personality?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I wonder if that's geared towards like your own personal work or the character design position, because like once you get the character design job, you're mostly like you're doing rotations and you're doing expression sheets, and a lot of times you'll take what the board artist is doing and use their expressions and kind of combine that with the expression sheet, just because sometimes board artists just do like the funniest, craziest stuff. And then also as a character designer, you're doing what's it called, like why am I blanking? Like when you have like the board and you draw the special posing.
Mm.
This is where I know what I'm doing.
Mm.
So yeah, these special poses, and it was really cool because doing all of that, like especially drawing over boards and kind of cleaning them up and putting them on model, like really helped train me in keeping things on model, but also staying true to like the board artists and what they were doing. And like board artists just have so much energy when they draw, and
Mhm.
when you do character design, you don't want to lose that energy at all. Like you don't want to make it this like stiff kind of dead thing. So I think like a good character design is a lot about energy.
Mhm.
Like even if you don't have a storyboard to go off of, it's like if you look at it, you're like, oh, is this character like a sweet character? Are they like what are they doing? What are their hands doing? What are their like it's all about the details, like the little things that make a character, not so much like they just have purple hair and that's it. That's their whole personality. It's like what else? Like why do they wear the shoes they wear? It's like character design is asking a lot of questions of like why, like why are they doing what they're doing?
Yeah. Because of the high amount of people applying to character design positions and the lack of available positions, is there anything that you would recommend to really stand out to recruiters besides traditional character sheets?
Oh, that's such a good question. It's true. Like it feels like for every show, there's only maybe like there's like the art director, and then there's like 2 or 3 character designers, and then sometimes like less. So it's a position that it's not like boarding where you have like a huge amount of boarders that are needed. But I guess like in your portfolio, I think having like a voice, like a mixture of being like, look, here's my rotations here. I know all the fundamentals. I know the basics. I know how to do what you're going to be asking me to do. But also, here's a little piece of me. Here's my personality. Here's what I love. Here's like, some like you could go crazy experimental, and some of you, if like at the end of your portfolio, you're like, and here's just me, it's like putting yourself into your portfolio. And I don't know, it's like it's not even being like you have to draw every single style in the world, like it's not that. It's just kind of being like who are you, like you're going to be hired onto a team for your skills, but also because you have like a voice. Like every artist has a voice, so what are you going to bring to the table? And like it could be doing like putting in your portfolio like, oh, this is some character designs from something from like my past, or like where I'm from or my culture. Like everyone's so unique and everyone has a story, so kind of like putting that into your portfolio? What's your story?
I think that's so, yeah, I
Just like
100%.
crying.
Yeah, I'm like sobbing. No, I think that's really true. Like putting your own voice in it is really like what makes you you. Like I think it's sort of like yeah, you want to show that you can like be marketable and like be like all of that, but like I think what people want now is like, can you also like what can you bring that's just for you? And can you be like a nice, kind person also? I think that's sort of like a thing that I feel like people look for as part of the team. I know that's hard to show in a portfolio, but that's like also why people when people say like, oh, it's you know, who you know, or like recommendations from the industry, it's really because like people want to work with nice people or people that are kind and people that they know are recommended. So if you can like have that going for you in that in the industry, like I think that's beneficial as well.
Here's a character design question for both of you from Lily. So on the topic of character design, which I'm guessing is similar, when people are looking through your portfolio quickly and looking at so many things, how can you make your portfolio stand out more? What can you do to make it pop more?
I feel like I kind of answered that before.
Yeah, I think we had a similar question also.
I don't know if I should I like reiterate or
we could just let's do like a quick reiteration.
Yeah, I think just, you know, when you open the portfolio, just have your rotations, have your basics, have fundamentals down, because that's, you know, what we're looking for is like, okay, can this person properly rotate? Can they do expression sheets? Can they do all this stuff? And then adding, you know, maybe towards the back of it, just your own flair, your own story. Just because, like I mentioned before, everyone's so unique and has so many things to say about their lives. It's like, how do you like putting that in to your portfolio, like, you know, your culture, your background, or like a crazy vacation you took and like doing some designs based off that. Like a lot of times I see portfolios that are like, it's like a retelling of, you know, like Little Red Riding Hood, and like that's super cool. And I'm sure it looks like fucking awesome. But also it's like, you know, we've seen that a lot too. And it's hard not to like in your mind compare like, okay, Little Red Riding Hood and like compare it to other stuff. So it's like, is there a way to like do your own designs that is something so uniquely you and a fresh take in your story, or something that you're just so passionate about?
And it's I think it's gonna also depend on who is looking at your portfolio. Some producer or showrunner who looks at your designs and they're not exactly thrilled might thrill someone else, you know.
Yeah, it's all subjective.
It depends on, it's all subjective. Like, yeah, your designs might be the bee's knees for some people and then not so much for others. So
and just like add one tiny thing to that is like, you know, you don't have to do like a million styles in your portfolio. You don't have to do like every style in the universe, but some variation is nice, you know.
Yeah.
Like, okay, here's my more cartoony stuff, and then also here's some, you know, more realistic proportions, and it's just nice to see.
Ninette asks, what are the available positions that are considered entry level into doing character design? Is there an assistant character designer that most studios have, or only a few?
Yeah, no, that's a little tricky, because like I know like you have like your art director, you know, and that's kind of under your showrunner is your art director, and who you what's it called, report to, and also your showrunner. But yeah, I guess like some places must have like senior character designer, and then kind of under there's I haven't personally experienced being like an assistant character designer, but I don't know, there's so many different productions that work in so many different ways, like it like that could totally be a thing.
Yeah, that's a good question. I've never I'm not entirely sure if there's an entry level position for character designing. I think it might just be, there might be assistants, but
yeah, I mean, I think honestly with character design, a lot of productions will freelance character designers for a while until they feel like, oh, they really get this, and then hire them full time. So maybe freelance would be that, like, you know, entry level.
Yeah.
Next question.
What are your top tips for creating a good character design?
Oh my God, that's so subjective.
Yeah.
Cute and funny. No.
Natural appeal. Make them appealing. Yeah, it's very subjective.
Yeah, because like the stuff that I might love, you might look at it and be like, disgusting. This is a bad character design, and I'll be
I mean,
like,
there's some shows that purposely want to look ugly.
yeah.
I
yeah,
won't name those
possible.
shows, but
Like appealing, it's like a character that if you want to do a character design for TV specifically, like knowing what your limitations are. If you're just designing a character just for fun, just for nothing, like yeah, put like a million buckles and details on it. But I guess like having a character that you want to learn more about, that tells a story.
From Hannah, if you do fashion costuming designs for characters, fashion/costuming designs, can that be included in a character design portfolio? Or is that more considered prop design?
Character design, yeah. When I was on Star, I had to draw like tons of little dresses, and it was like super fun.
Yeah, I think costumes are part of character design.
Yeah, that'd be awesome to put in your portfolio.
From Carmen, when developing a character of your own, could you share how you determine how the character comes together? In other words, choosing a round face or a square face, is there a formula? Like, how do you personally design your characters?
Okay, I'll answer it in two parts. The first part is like, let's say like on Star, Darren would be like, hey, like we have this like goblin character, like I don't really know what it looks like yet. Can you just have fun with it? So I would kind of design like, 6 or 7 loose, designs on a page of like all different like goblins. Like, yeah, like, okay, we'll try like one that's more scary, one that's more, cute, different shaped heads and eyes. And then from there, she would kind of like pick and choose which one she was gravitating towards. Like, oh, I love these eyes, but I love that nose. And we'd kind of together, figure out like what this new character would be. I guess with personal work, I don't know, it's weird. Like some days I'm just kind of like, I feel like drawing like super, super cartoony and whatever today, and I'll do that. And then, in a few weeks I'll be like, oh, I really feel like drawing like really kind of anime-ish. So like I think character designers tend to do this a lot, where they'll kind of really like experiment and jump around just because it's like really exciting to do. So I don't feel like I have like a style. I know people are like, oh, it's your style, but I don't see it. I don't feel it. Maybe I do. I don't know. Just because I tend to like, I want to, experiment a lot. But I guess, yeah, it's just whatever feels the most like right and appealing to you in that moment.
Anything to add, Ashlyn?
Yeah, I think sometimes for me, like I often design characters in like sets, if that makes sense. So like, because I'm designing characters for like a Bible, like a pitch Bible, it's really important to me how characters look together. So if I'm designing like a character and their friend, I'll often design them together. Are they going to look contrasting? Like, is one character going to be taller or shorter? Like, if this character has a round head and is short, is this character going to have an oval head and is tall?
Yeah.
So I think that like if you're working towards doing it together, like as part of a Bible, like I think it's really important to see how they look together.
Yeah.
And
that's a great point.
Yeah, and really like playing with them against each other right from the very beginning, so you're not designing them like in a bubble.
Hey, for both of you, what are some of your favorite character designers?
Cheyenne Curtis.
No, come on, she's lying.
No, Cheyenne is pretty great.
Thank you. That's really nice. I don't know. It's funny. I was just thinking about this the other day about how when I started in animation and like when I was in Sheridan, I was like, oh, like I love like Disney stuff and like this is what I love, and like I bought these like Pixar art of books, and now I'm like so not into that anymore. Now I'm into like really like indie, weird proportion, crazy, like really loose, rough drawings. And I think like as artists, like we're always just kind of changing what like we're inspired by and love.
Yeah.
And sometimes it never changes, and that's cool too. But yeah, like stuff now, I really love just like really like loose, kind of crazy, not like I love energy. Like I want to look at drawing and laugh and see energy. I can't really, I'm not good with names, so I can't name anybody. Sorry.
Art right now.
I find different things appeal to me as every couple of years as I, grow and change.